you see here is probably a lot like other cosplay rooms. Yes, except we have a lot of stuff. I'm not even going to show you the floor because I'm not allowed to. I'll probably get yelled at by my girlfriend. But yeah, we have limited space. And this is our new wig stand, and I thought maybe you might want to see how it was made, even though it looks pretty simple. There are a few tricks to getting it up and how it was made, and some helpful tricks if you're, say, an Artist Alley, because I know a lot of Artist Alley use these, and these are pretty expensive. This thing cost me $10, and it is much more portable. Anyway, I'm going to cut to me starting to make it. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so you've seen what we're going to make, hopefully through the power of time travel. Hopefully this is just one video I can get this done in. It's really simple, so hopefully we'll get this all done. So we just start off with our fittings and our accessories and the PVC pipe. It doesn't get much easier than this here. Let's see. Is this my saw? This is my good saw. Yeah. Alright. I don't even have to be all that exact with this work, as long as it all fits together. Now, the reason why I've got packages here is because, well, they're cheaper by the package. When I get fittings and things like this, they can be pretty expensive piecemeal. So I go either online, or if I'm desperate, I go to the store, but it's usually cheaper to have them shipped. Only by like $2. It depends on the amount you go and get it. We have quite a lot of these actually, so it's all into what scale you're working in here. Right. These are going to be your hooks. Of course, that's how it's getting on the wall. I'm pretty sure you saw that because you can see my future. Oh. So we'll just put these away till later. All this really is a series of 6-inch sections that are put together with these connection pieces. And I'm going to begin cutting our first one here and marking it off as soon as I find a marker. No! Okay, there's a marker. I got a lot of markers. Alright. So pretty straightforward. I have a schematic, but honestly, it's, as long as you know the basic shape you need, you should be okay with this. This isn't that hard to work. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this done in one video because this is not hard. I'm pretty sure you guys, a large amount of you are going to like skip right to the very end. But I hope that those who do realize that I do talk about other things besides the project itself, like the materials and how they work and all this good stuff. Now, one thing I really could have done actually to make this a little easier on myself would have been to put a notch on it, because if you begin sewing right into this piece here, you can slide all over the place. It can also be difficult to control. Let me see if I can find a different saw, because that was not working out. Aha, here we go. This looks like a better saw altogether. Anyway. When you're doing it like this and not using a PVC saw or a pipe cutter, you want to make sure you get it either taped off or cut off in a singular edge like this. Like if I were to cut it all slowly around like this, I could have a point where they don't line up correctly, and that is a problem when you're trying to fit these pieces together. Now, even though these aren't completely flush, because they're going to be inside these pipe fittings, it's not going to be that big of a difference. And any kind of inconsistency can be made up with the space in between here. Oh well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of cut it all out. And just make I'm going to cut out a whole ton of these pieces here. And I'll be back when that's done. It's pretty straightforward, I guess. Well, yeah, but if I completely skipped over the part. If you have bigger pieces of pipe, you want to mark it and put some kind of marker, masking tape or something to make sure the lines they meet up, and then just use that to follow those lines. That's a good way to keep your pieces from getting really jaggedy edges. Okay, now I'm going to fast forward. I'm really going to do it. Do it now. Piece. Here we go. I got a nice grid here I kind of made because everything's 6x6, so it fits nicely into a flat format. So if, say, you're a vendor, I mean, this is a good idea, or an artist alley person, you know. I guess if you didn't come up with something simpler, I don't know what's simpler than this. It's like about $10 in materials, and you got a wig stand for, well, in this case, this is 3 times 5, so 15 wigs right here. You can get, there's splitters for these different angles that come out. So a 4-way splitting one and a 3-way angling one. However, you will have to find those special order or go to a place like Ace and ask for those. I wouldn't. You could maybe find them at a local big box store. However, it may be hard to find exactly what you're looking for, and the staff is very helpful when you're looking for specialty parts such as that. I think what I'm going to do is when I cut away, I'm going to have to cut away eventually. Is when I come back, I'll show you some of the specialty parts. Now, if you watch some of my other videos as well, you'll know that I typically will just heat bend my corners. The reason why I did it this way is it's a slightly better look. You can paint this up, of course, and you make it look a lot better than this. In which case, you know to sand it and then, yeah, you sand it up and then paint it and whatever. But because this is just going to be in our room, it's no big deal. It's fine the way it is. Yeah, for $10, I'm not going to argue with this. And it's fully customizable. Of course, you can have as wide as you want and as tall as you want and whatever you want. Because it's all just 6x6 grid. So simple. I don't know. That's why it's only one video. I'm going to cram this in one video. I'll do it. Alright, so what we have here is in this syringe dropper some well done number 2007 rigid vinyl PVC. This is a solvent glue. They do sell glues for PVC pipe for plumbing. It's the kind that comes in the jar and it's got a brush and it's blue usually. This is a considerably stronger glue. So that's why I'm using this. However, I would not use this glue on plumbing because it's toxic. Yeah, it's poisonous. Yeah, you don't want to drink this. So this glue is not for plumbing purposes. All right. Oh well. But for what I'm doing right now, I wanted to line these up. I'm going to be gluing these edges, or just the sides of the T. I'm not going to be gluing any of the bottom parts of the T. So I'll be gluing here and here, but not here, not here. I'll be gluing here and not there, here, here. And what it'll do, it'll cause these pieces all to be locked into one place. These pieces all to be locked in one place. So if I ever need to, I can take it apart and modify it, or I'll also be able to, when they're all glued together, I'll be able to bend them all and they'll all line up evenly. So that's nice. So I'll be able to break this end piece off, and I'm going to show you this at the end when it's all glued together. Yeah. That's probably how I'll show it to you actually. Planning, all that good stuff. But this glue, I only have that much in there, just like a few drops, and it's more than enough to get this all done. So it's a really cost-effective glue. And you know what? I'm going to be doing this up, and I will be back. I don't even need to go all the way around with it. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. It glues really well. So I don't anticipate it being under a ton of load, like a ton of stress, stuff like that. But it's just good to have these pieces fit well together. As you see, let two of my pipe bits come apart, and I only have so much space, so space issues. Oh well. Let me lock these back together. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Anyway, fast forward time. I mentioned earlier, you can get them without this reinforcement part. I just prefer them this way. There's tons of other ones similar to it. I just can't seem to find them at the moment. Oh well, everything's glued together, or everything that's supposed to be glued together is glued together. You see, these all work in tandem, but not, well, okay, I managed to snap that one. Okay, I should glue this one better. But, yeah. Okay, well, I'm not going to force these, but yeah, I'll re-glue this one. Oh well, so I still have a bit of glue left over even after that, and I didn't glue these together, so now they can be taken apart, like so, and broken down and stacked together, and take up way less space if you're taking these to, you know, a convention to show off your wares. The last thing I want to do is, because this is going to go up on the wall, I'm going to need to hang it somehow, and how I'm going to do this is by putting, putting hooks into it on the top parts of, well, what I make to be the top parts of these elbow joints or elbow pipes or whatever they're called. Okay, there we go. Awesome. This can be achieved in multiple ways. It's just the way I chose to do it because it seems pretty easy to me. Let's see. So to make this job a little easier, to get these screws in here, I'm going to use my good old-fashioned heat gun. I'm going to just heat it up a little bit. For the bottom, or for this, I'm putting the screws into the pipe that's permanently attached to each other. Alright. I'm going to heat it up real good. Now I can go in there with my press drill, but if I'm lucky and if I was quick enough and not rambling on enough, this should go right into the plastic if I just kind of press it in there. Let me see if I can get it to go. Well, actually, I can get it through the first layer. I can't get it through the second layer. Oh well. I guess I'll go with the press drill and start my hole there. But it definitely does help making it so you don't have a hard. It makes it easier to drill the hole because it's easier to put the drill bit in there. I'm sorry, I'm not being very clear. Okay, now if I tried to put it the other one, it would interfere with the other pipe, and you know how that doesn't work out so well. So I could put these hooks. If you can always put these hooks in different spots, however you like. It doesn't really matter to me. But that's just how I choose to put these hooks in. All right, same deal over here. And it's that's pretty much the same thing. Actually, since they're both on the inside, I can flip it over any way I want to. And yeah, I might even be able to get it upside down, or hang it up to one side. Oh well, whatever. And it's just going to mount to the wall via some screws. I like screws better than nails because screws have more surface area and bite, and they tend not to slip out of walls. I'm going to try and find the stud and get this into the stud always. That way it's got more support. Wigs aren't particularly heavy, so it shouldn't be that bad, even if it's just sheetrock or what's sheetrock called? Besides its name, besides that, it's called something else. Oh well, the stuff on your walls is usually sheetrock that your walls are made of. Stucco. Oh well. So there we go. I'm just gonna do on the other side. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about before I actually show you what's. Oh yeah, here, is. A lot of this is basically to mitigate the horrible way we're keeping wigs recently, and if you're looking at this and you love wigs, you're probably gonna go, ah, this is terrible. And if you're new to wigs, yeah, this is what you don't want. This is really, really bad. And if you're buying a cheap wig from China or someplace, or like at a Halloween store, chances are it's gonna be even worse than this, because a lot of these are decent quality wigs. Yeah, see, their wefts are pretty. See, these are pretty good wefts. They're very, very dense. But oh well. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna hang up all these. We're gonna eventually hang up all these wigs, and we'll brush them out, make them look nice, and that'll help. Not only we'll have more, our wigs will be taken care of much better, and we won't be taking up so much space with boxes, because we run into this problem. I think cosplayers in general is space issue. All of our stuff kind of piles up, and I'm just utilizing the wall space as much as I can with this. And that's kind of why I chose this design over a series of stands or some kind of shoe tree type design, because I can utilize more wall space for it. And I wasn't really even super efficient about it. You know, I could have put way more pipes sticking out of here later on if I need to, but I think 15 will do for now. And if you want to take my design, I would encourage and try to make it more. I would encourage you, if you need to make my design more space efficient. Although this is probably a fairly simple design. Maybe someone else came up with it. Oh well, let's see what it looks like on the wall. 1 second. Well, there it is up on the wall. Now, you can see there's screws in there, yes. The reason why these pieces on the end stick out so far, I could have easily made them the joint pieces right up next to each other, is one, because I could always, if we move or we reorganize all this stuff, I could, tack a few more wig stands on there. And it just happens to be where the studs are. Yes. So I went and I didn't have a stud finder, I just tapped the walls and did the sound trick to find them. Did some potholes and I found them. So this is it on the rack, and here we are. The reason why I wanted them to be not only taken apart in pieces, I wanted to be able to turn so that we can get these wigs on. Now, I want them to tilt slightly upwards. That keeps them from falling off, but they're so clustered together that you kind of need this ability to put the wig on and off, because otherwise it'll be hard to get your hand. Oh my god, I wasn't even sorry about that. I was probably looking at some random other thing. But it's hard to get the wig in there, so that ability lets you save space and get the wigs on there. Oh well. So we're going to be filling this up with lots of wigs, and that'll be our wig stand. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, guys. Good times to all.